Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And today, interesting bracelet here. This is from pattern 72994 on friendshipbracelets.net. And it's really easy. There's a lot of chevrons going on. This is good practice for a beginner who's, trying out the zigzag knots and wants to play with it, because you have chevrons going in both directions, where they're either coming out or coming inwards, and kind of balancing that to try to make sure that there's a real nice level of balance. That takes a little bit of practice. That's probably the part that's most likely going to hang a person up while trying to make this. So we took this rainbow colored pattern and reduced it down to basically blue and pink. But the big thing that makes this really stand out is the fact that we went, dark, medium, light, dark, medium, light. And because of that, the darkest pink, it comes up against the lightest blue, and the darkest blue will come up against the lightest pink. And it really shows up in this bracelet. It really pops. Now, we've been doing a bunch of other ones where we went from dark to light and then light back to dark. So that way the lightest colors were side by side and the darkest colors, again, side by side. But I wanted to kind of make this one different to kind of show you how changing up that kind of way of doing the colors is why it really pops, why it really can make a big difference. And it's worth trying maybe both ways. If you've got the string and the time, experiment, try the two different ways, see which one you like better. For me, I really think this one, it really went really well. The blue, the dark blue, really stands out against the pink, where it does the little crossover bit here. You'll see that here in a minute. Again, because you had that light pink going against that really dark blue, it really shows it off really nicely. The whole bracelet took about an hour to make, and that's to be expected. 12-string bracelet, doubled up string. Yeah, that's about the norm for me, at least. But yeah, I really like how it turned. The pinks, the darkest pink and then the medium pink are awfully close to each other. If there was anything I could change about the string that I had, it would be that those two colors were so close to each other. Like when it makes the diamond, it's hard to differentiate between the two. I suspect when this got made, it was about using up something, perhaps. I'm not entirely sold on like the why. Mind you, these particular bobbins, this string was it was turned into a kumi probably more than a year ago. I've got like a kumi rope with these bobbins that have been hanging there for so long. I didn't know what to do with them, and I knew I wasn't just gonna throw out a bunch of string, especially it's already been turned into a kumi. It's already was meant to be a project of some sort. And now why I know that it's got to be more than a year is because we have a whole new system where I have baskets where if I come up with, a half dozen ideas or whatever, I put down pattern numbers, the date I expect it to go out, all this information on a little post-it note on the side of the little baskets. And that way I can keep track of like what my intentions were. I can always go back and see a pattern number or see the information and stuff, so I know what I got going on. And the fact that these were all before that started means it was definitely more than a year already. So that's a little insight as to how I'm able to keep putting out videos on a regular basis, because I had to get organized. I had to figure out ways of doing all this stuff to be able to produce the videos, so that way you guys would have content. So Yeah. And I'm really going to be a little bit happy that these are gone, but a little sad as well, because this has been a fun little project of trying to go through them and come up with something. I had did a little video, a little search through the friendshipbracelets.net to try to find a pattern that would make sense. And this one, it was because the rainbow just seemed like really off balance that I thought this was like the perfect fix. So there you go. We are past the halfway point. I have not forgotten. These are my YouTube members who help make all this stuff happen. If you want your name added to the list and have all the other benefits like discounted prices at the shop or little smiley faces when you're in the chat for the live streams, or just in general want to help support the channel, it's easy. It's the join button down by the subscribe. It goes a long way to help keep things going around here, because like the website and the editor and stuff, they all cost. It's not cheap. So anyways, yeah, so there's like 3 big diamonds and then 2 of these little, I don't know what to call them, got the little diamond in the middle of it, kind of. It's almost like a big X, but then it's not. But yeah, again, the way that the light pink goes up against that, the way it gives it that contrast, absolutely love it. I really do. It's such a simple bracelet. It was one of the ones where I didn't have to follow the pattern so much, so that's always nice, kind of relaxing. And I do think that like I know the places where a beginner would struggle, like inside that pink area that was just done, could end up being a little wobbly, and then making the diamonds, if you don't get the right tension, doing those diamonds can come out kind of misshapen, and that's why it's good practice. It's not real super easy in that aspect, but it's really good practice for a beginner. So. Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, it did not use the strings evenly. The blue got used, the dark blue at least got used the most. The other blues and the medium blue, probably about as much as the dark pink was. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't like huge difference in the strings. I could have probably gotten by with having the quarter cut skein as opposed to 1/3, but it is what it is. So coming up towards the end already. Wow. Yeah, pretty quick, right? If you make this and try it in some other colors, I'd love to see it. You can share that over on Discord. That would be cool. If you've got thoughts, ideas, and stuff, that's also a place to share it, or even ask questions. That works as well. So the big reveal coming up. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.